Spencer. I got Joel Elconin with me. We got some charts, we got some levels, we got some stocks, we got some news, and we got questions from you. So strap in, hit the like button, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your neighbor's friends' other neighbor. It's time for us to close. Let's do it. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel, a lot to get to today. It's been a day of several different trends. So let's bring the charts up on the screen. Hope everyone is having a good day. Joel, tell us how we're doing.
Horrible.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Horrible. Down 117 handles. That little fake out rally off the open. They just came in and selling and just kept on selling. Made quick work of the low from last week. And we are off the low of the session at 42.0650. The lowest level I had was 42.2750. So I need to do some homework tonight. Big red bar, 3 big down day in a row. Things are not looking too good. Crude backed off only a $15 range, but up 366 at 119.34. Gold in the green by 31.10 at 1997.70. Silver going the opposite way, down 7 cents at 25.72. Bitcoin not liking potential government regulation, down 19 and a quarter at 37,605. And Ethereum, that's going in the opposite direction or the same direction. That's down 150 bucks at 24.65.
Yeah, they don't like Bitcoin. They don't like Bitcoin regulation. Although, you know what? I'll believe it when I see it. I know there's that report that there's going to be a broad government plan released as it pertains to crypto later this week, and I'll believe it when I see it. Until then, I see no reason not to, not to change anything. But what do we got going on today, Joe? We got a lot to talk about. I want to follow up with the theme of the morning, which was it was a bipolar morning, right? We were straight down until about like 6:45, then we were straight up for 3 hours, and then we were kind of just straight down again. I mean, it's I don't know. What do you make of that?
I make that there was total that rally this morning on a potential deal. Talks. I mean, unless you can believe it when when it's talked about, but until something substantial comes out of this, I don't see this ending for a long time. I don't see I don't see negotiations doing it. So you had some hope. I don't know what other positive headlines there were out there. But that's it. When when you hear news, it's supposed to be good news, just like a takeover. You hear something's getting taken over, you want to hear it taken over. And the longer it takes, the less chance of that's happening. So it does not look like this is going to be resolved at the negotiating, well, at least today or anytime soon. So
Well, this is now interesting, and I have to admit I don't know off the top of my head. Uh, I can't remember at least what has happened because this is round three. I think this is round three of negotiations, or maybe round two, and I don't remember off the top of my head what happened with the market each prior round. I do know our next round is Thursday, Joel, but they've already announced it, so maybe that defeats the purpose of maybe there's no trade there. I'm not sure, but regardless, it was clearly a buy the rumor, sell the news situation today as it pertains. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We rallied this morning when the headline broke that they were going to negotiate. That is why that was the catalyst this morning. Very clear buy rumor, sell news situation here because nothing changed. Absolutely nothing changed. So maybe as soon as that became clear, we sold off again. Why do you have Bob up there?
Oh, because someone said China looking bad right now. I don't know if they were mentioning the chart or just everything in general. FXI down a $1.18. No, that's why I pulled Bob off
Yeah.
there.
Okay. What about Bed Bath and Beyond? And I know we had said this morning that it's a different kind of market. We are not in January and February of 2021 anymore. We are in March of 2022.
I hope no one we know bought this stock today
The
after that rant.
the,
I
the,
hope I
the,
hope no one on this show bought this stock today.
I may have taken a dabble. It took a little bit of a dip, and you can actually see exactly what my justification for it on the 15-minute chart. I saw that first green candle of the day. It was at 10:15 in the morning, and I thought, oh yeah, well it was the candle that ends at 10:30, right? So it was like, all right, 10:30, first hour of the day is in the books. Do I see a bottom? Let's go take a flyer. Lost about what at least 60 65 cents on that trade, so it was fun while it lasted. It lasted about 10 minutes, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's all right. I mean,
I,
at least
I
I'm
have to
proud of
admit
you
though,
that you waited for a green candle.
I have to admit though, I am surprised. I definitely did not. If you'd asked me what's more likely today, 60 or 20, I still would have said 60. But I did not see this coming. It was very, very surprising reversal. It does not bode well for any sort of meme potential going forward, because this was the perfect storm for a major squeeze. You had Ryan Cohen, you had a high short interest, and it couldn't even hold. It couldn't even hold for the first hour or two of the day. So
But the only thing here is what's the macro going on right now?
right,
I
that's
I mean, that was it, no stimulus checks, to put
yeah.
in the market. No people staying at home, playing the market, listening to
Crazy.
pre-market prep. It was just a different. I didn't make any technical comments on it. I just agree with Triple D, and I'm still not going to make any technical comments on it. But I like the fact that you waited for a green bar,
Yeah,
and you exited. That is the name of the game. That
a
is the name of the game. Is if you're going to take a stab on something, then have your parameters set up and get the hell out of the way. And that's what you did. So that's a good trade. Sometimes a good trade can be a losing trade
yeah.
if you do it the right way.
Plus, let's be honest, guys. It's all monopoly money. None of this is real. None of this is real money. It's all fake
No, it's
money.
all real money. No, no. When all our banks go under, it's really not going to be
Yeah.
real money. I said I wasn't going to say that in the show.
No, Jay's asking how high should it have gone. Man, I don't know. I just figured you got all the characteristics of a quote unquote classic short squeeze, but couldn't even last a day, couldn't even last a whole morning. So does not bode well for the short squeeze potential of any other high short interest stock going forward. That's not to say certain stocks can't go up 100% because they certainly can or more. But I just thought this was a very interesting day today in Bed Bath and Beyond, and it's going to close in the green technically, but man, is that the worst kind of green candle? So where you open at the
It's not.
high and
It's
just
not closed yet.
no, I know that.
Yeah. So I mean,
No, but it's not going to. It would have to go below
it's not.
16.
Don't say it's not.
It would
No.
have to go below $16 in the next 20
Uh,
minutes to
Well,
to,
it
to
moved $9 already.
all right,
$10.
all right,
I, I
whatever.
I I think you're safe on that one.
I think I'm safe too. You know what's not safe right now, Joel, is these retailers. We've talked about them on Friday and maybe Thursday. And there's a couple of these bad boys that have just been absolutely taken out back and beaten. Like PVH, Ralph Lauren. Those are the two that jump out to me today. They are just getting shellacked. It's like the third or fourth day in a row.
Yeah, but I think the PVH kicked it off with some earnings, right, or something a couple days ago.
I think these whatever retailers, whatever you want to call them, I think they have like a lot of Europe exposure because I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Yep.
because
Yep.
PVH. Yeah, so PVH gets 45% of their revenue from Europe. Ralph Lauren gets 28% of the revenue from Europe. So this is just a play uh against Europe is what this is. And
Same with the
so
banks. Yep.
yeah, same it's the same thing with the banks. You're absolutely right. So wow though. It, relatively delayed reaction too, because we've entered week 3 now of this war, right? And where were we on PVH? Oh, a whole week ago, last Monday. What was last Monday? The first, right?
Yeah, it was near $100.
Yeah, $91 or whatever, more than that. So $94.
It's
So
my fault. It's my fault because I talked about my own personal reopening trade today.
oh
So
yeah. Well, the
I think,
reopening trade as a whole is getting beaten.
yeah,
Gosh, remember a few weeks ago when the reopening trade was so hot, Joel? The airlines pull up some of these airlines charts because that unit, the UAL. I mean, it filled a gap. I mean, all these airline charts are getting just brutalized. Gosh,
well, it's a double whammy of, I mean, I don't know what their
boy.
Europe, travel exposure is, right? These companies, you have to do your own homework on that. But I mean, who hedged for $120 oil too, right?
Yeah.
So those are the couple of factors. Number up, never been a big fan of the airline stocks here, all the way up, all the way down. So wow, what Boeing? Is Boeing down $20? How's Boeing doing?
Well, Boeing
Uh
is interesting because you see, this is so weird because a lot of times Boeing does get grouped with the Lockheeds, Northrops, RTXs of the world because they also have a lot of military contracts, right? Boeing does, but at the same time, their primary business is selling jets, and
yeah.
so it is interesting to see which of those forces is stronger. The lack of reopening trade here, the unwinding of that seems to be overpowering the fact that Boeing kind of is a military. They're a major military contractor, but even still,
How
the
long does it take though? How long does it take? And it's not, I'm telling you folks, it's not, I don't want to get a war theory on everything, but it's not a ground war, man. It's like, I mean, I know they're buying up these defense stocks and everything. What, General Dynamics having a good day, and LMT having a good day still. I mean, it's traditional. I mean, those are your traditional war stocks, but boom. Cyberark, how's Cyberark? Pulling back a little bit today. I mean, yeah, that hit some monthly resistance. Man, I mean, boots on the ground. Just don't I just don't see it that way.
yeah,
This is going to be a financial war. It's going to be a financial war, and it's going to be, a financial slash currency war. I mean, that's what it's going to be.
maybe that's a good segue into the banks here because
Yeah.
I
Ho, ho,
mean, because
ho, ho.
they are leading us down today. I'm sorry, they're not. XLY is actually worse. Your consumer discretionary sector, which is frankly just Amazon and Tesla, but banks is second to that in terms of leading us down today. So
Yeah.
XLF is down almost 3.33% here, 3.25% now. Yeah, just a tough day.
Yeah. I mean, just, notwithstanding what I just said, their exposure to Europe. Right? That's all you need to say. Whatever transactions, whatever you, however, I don't know how to play a financial or Abel, um, but yeah, it's exposure, and then the interest rate thing. We were hope or the banks were. Well, that was all built in on rates going up a little bit, and look at that wheat lock limit 2 days in a row. Holy
Oh,
mackerel!
I
What about
know, I know.
corn? Oh, corn. Corn is not as strong. What about soybeans? Beans in the teens. Yeah. The beans came off a little bit. But yeah, the no interest. M- at least at this point, um, not a lot of not higher rates, and now people are going to start talking the R word, right?
What
Yeah.
recession? Oh, did I
Yeah.
just say it? Sorry, was I not
Yeah.
supposed to say that?
No, you can say it.
Okay, I
You
can
can
say
say
that.
it.
I wasn't sure. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that word is banned from our show
Yeah.
or not. Um,
Recession? No, you can say recession.
okay.
All
Let's
right. What else you got for me?
What about we talked about this stock last week, Joel, as a laggard to some of its peers. But did you see Schlumberger today? Schlumberger and Halliburton, Those are your best performing stocks in the S&P
I
today.
know. Well, what happens is people listen to all the pre-market preps over the weekend. And then
Yeah.
they load up on Monday, so they didn't catch the show. I don't know. I wondered why these stocks didn't go. They went. Was I don't know if there's any specific catalyst, but you're looking at it and wouldn't want to be short these stocks. Not at all. Not at all. That's a breakout. Was it on the Schlumberger? Was that a breakout on the monthly? Mm, you're still flirting with the monthly break. Yeah, you did. 42.64, 43.40. So there it is. Finally, these things finally broke up, gapped up, and away they go.
Yeah. Um, just looking at the sectors here, it's been one of those days where, I mean, utilities have been in the green pretty much all day. Energy has been back and forth, but it's green right now. Every other sector is in the red. Like I said, discretionary, banks, and technology are your three. Actually, no, it's pretty even across the board. It's pretty broad based. Everything is down 1 to 3% there. So yeah, just one of those days. Um, as far as the earnings, there really again is not much tonight. Tomorrow is when things will pick up a little bit, but we'll get some more retailers tomorrow. Which this is probably not the. I guess tomorrow could be a whole different thing, but not a
Hate
great
to be
time.
a retailer
Not,
reporting today.
not a great time to be reporting
Be
earnings right now
careful on those. Be
in this
careful,
state.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
especially after the retail. The way the retail's getting smacked around today. Spluck, not a bad day. Inside day gave a little back. Nothing at this point. Nothing something to worry. Nothing major to
I mean,
worry
I
about.
guess like I don't know. Yeah, I was pretty baffled all the way up there. For that week plus that we rallied, despite the fact that there was a war going on, and we've obviously come well off that now. But we have a very obvious level across the board, right? Which is Thursday's low. Well, the low from the 24th is pretty much that's your everything low, right? And I don't know how bearish I am until we get through that. Because once you get through that, then it's like, oh boy. Because on the Nasdaq, you're talking about 13,000, which is a nice round number. You got triple bottom there on the S&P 500. You've got whatever number you want to give, 41 something, 41.
Now we did this before in the S&P, and
Oh yeah, 41
I
14. I mean,
3,500 if you wanted to do the
no, that's way too far. Way too far for me.
I mean, if
35
you want.
3,500. Oh, come on. That's like 2 years ago. Or like easy. Just like a year ago.
Yeah, that was yeah. I mean, that's the math. 2,200. We'd be lucky if it stops at 2,200, right? I mean, here we go. Where's that? I see the rolling front month contract. It makes it kind of tough. But also just kind of exasperating things. Um, is the and I didn't get to mention this. You got the rollover this week, which you're going from the March to the June. So you have a little bit of jockeying and position, do rolling over to contracts. Not everyone rolls them off on the traditional spread. And today would have been a good day to get rid of your March and buy the June tomorrow. I don't know how many players want to do that without the exposure. But that's what you have with the rollover. That creates a lot of extra volatility on top of volatility. And then you're going into a quad witch next week. So a couple
Sure.
other factors already adding to the malaise in the market. We just made a new low there at 42 something, 4203. It looks they want to. The stop hunters are out for anybody that has their stop at a nice round number like 4,200. Current low 0275. We have about 10 minutes left in the session.
Joel, let's look at Tesla here, which was really strong off the open today. Really strong off the open, although it was a short-lived gain, but down 4%, trending stock today. Big reversal.
Yeah, well, it reversed off the triple top and, still a really expensive stock, right? I mean, on a valuation basis. So what, you know, what, you just don't want to head. Probably still even is a ridiculous PE. What I'd be looking at now is what 700. How high did you get? When you put in that triple top, I remember looking at that. Let's call it 880. So 180 point move, right? 97. Oh, you're almost there. 790, 800, maybe a little low in there. So, yeah, you got to think about, back to our growth versus value trade. And this has come off, but not like some of these other growth stocks. So, looks like they're coming after Tesla here. It does have its rebounds and off the tweets and stuff, but they're coming after Tesla.
Wow, Joel. I know this news is about 20 minutes old right now, but we have our first casualty of uh sports betting basically. Calvin Ridley has been suspended for the season for betting on NFL games. He's a receiver for the Falcons. He bet on games
Oh,
he bet on games last season. So
really?
he's
What?
out
What?
for the
What a
season.
shock!
I know. Who could have seen this coming, right? Who could have seen this coming?
He's suspended. How'd he do? I hope.
Let's asking the real questions. I don't know. I don't know. Gosh. That's the real
I sure
question.
hope it wasn't a game that he played in.
No, they said it wasn't. They said it wasn't. What the heck is this? All right. Well, let's go to the chat. See what you all are watching here. We got 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever left in the session here. Yeah, Emily, I saw Hershey as well. HSY.
Hershey,
Yeah, new all-time high. And
you're gonna need something sweet, man.
you go here.
Uh, Hershey, the Great American Chocolate Bar. Uh, Not my. I don't know what to say. I mean, good chart. It did back off the high, so you're gonna get an all-time closing high today. Let's see here. Hershey's. What was the high from yesterday? 13, 18. Uh, well, you're gonna get an all-time closing high by a little bit more, and you are closing above that former all-time high. So just keep an eye on your mark there. 213.46 or wherever it closes today, all-time closing high. High 216.36. Not much there in Hershey's. What do we have for Hershey's? What can we pair off against Hershey's? Is C's Candy? Do they trade that?
I mean,
SCE or
do
what? Give me
Mondelez.
some.
Joel,
Give
do Mondelez.
Mondelez.
Yeah, do
How's
Mondelez.
Mondelez doing?
Not great. Wow, what a divergence.
Really?
Yeah.
What's going
Well,
on
wait a
here?
minute. Wait a minute. Does Mondelez? I wonder again. Do they?
Europe.
Do they? That's what I was going to say. Let's
Hmm.
let's see what kind of European exposure they have. Although, but it's food. Like it's, but they do have European exposure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
because they've got because there's Mondelez International, right? So there's all these yeah, there's all these European brands I've never heard of before. Um, so yeah, maybe that really is it. But wow, that anything with European exposure right now is just uh not fun. It's not fun.
Deutsche Bank. Oh my gosh, two
Yeah,
for one stock
yeah.
split. Barclays. High looking the same. Oh boy. UBS. Boy, oh boy. Look at that. Okay, come on, guys. Let's here we are, 4202 on the lows of the session. Can we find something positive to talk about before the close or not?
We certainly can. I saw a headline from Ford this morning. Whoever just mentioned that, Alfred. Oh, I didn't look at the stock until just now, though, so it's down 5%. So maybe not the best stock to bring up. If you're looking for gainers, I mean, there are a lot of gainers, but they're
Yeah,
all
I don't want to know those low float
but
energy stocks. So
no. I'm looking at it in the S&P. There's a a decent number of stocks that are higher, but it's all energy, right? If you want to look at, oh, here's one that is not energy. Tractor Supply TSCO is having a pretty good week actually.
well, it's only Monday, Spencer.
No, I mean since last week. You know what I meant.
Because we're going to be doing our own farming. Going to need the tractors to pull the food out of the ground. So I bet you deer's having a good day. Nope, wrong on that one. I spoke too soon.
Tractor
But
Supply.
that did have a big run up. That did have a big run up. Cat, how's Cat? Oh, Cat's Wow, these things don't always go together.
J and
Boom.
J's having a randomly good day too. Weirdly enough, up
J
one.
and J, huh? How is
Yeah,
J and
very
J?
random.
Oof,
Kind of sticks.
defensive
Kind of sticks
stock.
out.
Yeah.
J and J and Tesco or Tractor Supply stick out like sore thumbs because the sectors are deep in the red and those two are deep in the green relative. So that's interesting. Not sure why that is. Um, anyway, we got 4 minutes left. What else you got? What other tickers are we seeing out there? Charge Point. That's a good call out, George. How's Charge Point doing? CHPT. Yeah, I mean the EV trade in theory, it's the same thing with with Bitcoin, right? Like on paper, the EV trade should be really hot right now, and it hasn't been nearly as weak, which I guess means it's up relative. But a lot of these EV names are not. I mean, they're not doing a lot. Like there's a lot of these smaller names they're not doing much. So I guess you can look at outside of Tesla. You can go to ChargePoint. What's the other big one you can go to? Blink, BLNK. So again, it's holding up, I guess, relative.
Yeah, I mean, these are futuristic play. I mean,
I
yeah.
know, but in theory, it's like with Bitcoin. If there's ever going to be a macro driver to tilt the tide in favor of your industry, this is it, right?
Yeah,
So
but I mean, but it takes time, that's the thing, if you got time on your side, right? Is MNDT getting a pop here?
yeah, they're
Someone's
saying it got a CNBC mention, so MNDT. They can
uh,
what the heck? Oh, timeout. Hold on. Hold on. Was there another? Oh man, again? Wait a minute. This is the same headline as last time.
now, wasn't it Microsoft last time?
That's what it is.
It's Microsoft again. Someone said Google this time.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's two. I'm sorry. You're right. Google is in talks to buy Mandiant. So Microsoft was the one that was rumored the other week. Google is now being reported. I don't know who's reporting this. The information is decently reliable tech news site. So I would say this rumor has some credibility. They're not always right, but no one is. But it's not like Deal Reporter. It's better than that. So anyway, Mandiant MNDT was halted and has since resumed. Wow, I just didn't even see that. That's because I didn't have my scanner open.
When's the last time Google bought somebody?
Oh, they buy people all the time.
Yeah, but smaller private companies, right? I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah,
them.
that's true. That's true.
Yep. Well, no, Mandiant hasn't moved in 100 years. It's had a nice move off the war, but once again, this thing has moved up from 16 to 23. What's the premium? What do they want to pay? You don't know.
Let me go into the article and find out for you. It's probably very light on details. Um,
Mhm.
Google is in talks to buy Mandiant. If you paywall, I don't have a subscription, so I'm not going to read that. I don't know is the answer to that question. So they're very tight with their paywalls there. Anyway, we're under a minute now into the close and low of the day.
Yep, near the low today, 97.75. This will be the low close of the move, which is not good. I like to look at the closes. And on the daily tomorrow, 4101.75. That's about 100 points away. Don't know if it will come into play tomorrow, but keep an eye on. Yeah, Fitbit. You're right, Jay. They did buy Fitbit, so keep
Yeah,
an eye
that's
on
true.
your headlines. We're making new lows going into the close.
Yep, that's gonna be it here. So every sector will close down except for energy and utilities, which are actually rallied the past few minutes. So that's interesting. But there's your closing bell. Way more red than green on the screen. That's the way it goes sometimes. So we're done. Everybody pencils down. We'll be back tomorrow to do this whole thing again. In the meantime, smash that like button. And Joel, have a good night. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, I'm off too, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. If you're trading in the after-hour session, stay green, please. Do your best to do so. I know it's hard, and I'm done. So, peace out.